I haven't heard Jamie say one positive thing in 3 days.
There's a fly on my camera, and I think that's pretty stupid, too. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board games.
And
board gamey things.
Exactly. We are back from GenCon, and guess what? We've both got the vid. Me, apparently worse than Jeff, because his is gone, miraculously. I still have mine. How is that fair?
Listen, I just have a better immune system.
I don't believe that for 1 minute.
Well, clearly.
We are going to talk about our GenCon experience. We're going to do our GenCon haul, all of that good stuff, etc. Right?
Yeah.
So, GenCon just happened, and it was in Indianapolis, as per usual, at the Indianapolis Convention Center, which is huge. It's gigantic. Have you been there?
Huge when there's that many people in it.
No, there were 75,000 attendees, and they sold out every single day. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
They were busy.
And we were both working. Luckily, we only had to work half days, each of us. And we were on... What do you mean?
Well, not every day.
Did you work a full day?
Yeah. There was a day that I had to fill in for... It might have been the first day.
Yeah, Jeff went... Oh, that's right. You had to go in early.
It doesn't matter.
The point is, we were basically working half days. And luckily, we were on the same shift. And so what that meant is that we could spend some time doing a little bit of shopping, a little bit of perusing,
Very limited, though.
Very limited, because even like as an exhibitor, you get an exhibitor badge, which allows you to go in to the hall early.
Thank goodness.
And you can then kind of browse around while there's nobody in there, which is worth its weight in gold, let me tell you. But even so, you only really have like an hour to do that, and the hall is humongous, so you can't get through the whole thing.
Yeah, and normally, like, you can't buy things at that time.
It depends on the publisher. Some will open, but like that first day that we went, everybody was still kind of like setting up and prepping, so not really. That's when I bought some stuff, and that's when Jeff also, I believe, bought some stuff, and we'll kind of go over all of that. But we were both working and got to experience the crowds of people literally running into the hall. Like running into the hall. It was crazy. We didn't have to work that first morning, but we were in the hall and we were both immediately like, let's leave.
You just get to see, it's literally like a wave.
It's bananas.
Of people just running at you.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but all of these games and everything, they'll be available online. Yeah. Some of them were currently available online, but I know a lot of people...
Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, or you just have to wait a month or two. Yeah. But I know a lot of people, there's like promo cards they want to get and all this
There's
stuff.
always GenCon exclusive stuff.
But, I mean...
For the most part.
It was madness. Like, walking around, you're like...
Yeah, GenCon is
overwhelming.
It's very much its own beast at this point. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't really recommend going there to play games. And honestly, I don't know if I'd recommend going to shop because you can't shop. I had this conversation multiple times with people at GenCon, and it's very much a con where you need to know what you want.
Yeah.
And you need to try to be one of the... If it's something that's super popular, you need to try to be one of the first people there. It's so packed in there that you don't really have... If you walk by a booth and you're like, that looks interesting, it's really, really genuinely difficult to get to the booth to look at anything.
It really
Depending on where you're at in the convention hall and that sort of thing, like, you're basically navigating walls of people.
And people do be having wagons.
And
I have to say...
And strollers.
Backpacks are one thing. But the wagons feel
a bit
very unnecessary. Yeah. It's already so crowded in there. And you're like navigating and trying not to get run over by a wagon and all of that. No offense if you're a wagon person. But we're not wagon people. I just don't like them.
I do to some degree wish GenCon would be like Leave that wagon.
Leave that wagon at home. But it was bananas. But overall, I think the convention was great. Like, we saw so many people. We got to meet a ton of community members, which was awesome. It was easy to find us because we were working at our booths and we were kind of bouncing people from one to the other. So like people would come see me. I would tell them where Jeff was. They'd go see him, back and forth, and everything in between. So if you did come up to us and if you said hello, trust me, it was the best part of our entire convention every time that somebody did that. Because like when you're in it and you're working and you're kind of like overwhelmed by the crowds and then you get kind of a break in it where somebody comes to talk to you because they enjoy watching your content or whatever it might be, just wanted to say hi. It was the best times.
I just want to throw a quick, as you're all aware, if you've watched the channel for a long time, I do work for Dice Throne. I just do want to throw a quick shout out to the Dice Throne team for allowing the interruptions of permitting me to go and chat with community members and take photos and stuff, because it did happen quite frequently, which is still crazy to me. But yeah, just a quick shout out to them for humoring that piece of the requirement, which I had warned them about before.
Yeah. And van riders experienced it before with me. So it wasn't their first time. They knew what to expect. But the other cool thing about working this year for me anyways, is that I had a GenCon exclusive, well, not GenCon exclusive, but a con exclusive promo card, which the dinosaurs kindly hanging on to me for. That wasn't real words. But I had the Jamie Final Girl card, which I was signing like crazy at the booth. And there have been a bunch of people asking like, oh, well, I wasn't able to go to Gen Con. Where can I get this? It's not a Gen Con exclusive, but it will be a convention exclusive. So any conventions that Van Rider will be at, you will be able to get this card. And it is the exact same as the one that's coming in the Series 3 Kickstarter, with the exception I'm wearing a different outfit that says I Heart Cons. Yeah. Not convicts, conventions.
Funnily enough, I've already told Jamie this story, but a lot of the time when people were coming up to me to get them, they would want me to sign Jamie's promo card or sign their badge or whatever. In most instances, I would offer to write my name directly over Jamie's face on the card. Most people decline that offer. And I was also offering to write Jamie Sucks on people's badges, which...
then they would come and show me.
Most people said no, but some people I just did it without telling them.
Yeah.
And then they laughed and then brought it to Jamie, and that was really fun.
Ha ha ha. Very funny. Anyways, I sent people over to Jeff when I knew he was super busy, so...
She sure did.
So obviously, like, we met a ton of you, but we can't remember everyone's names, but we will remember your faces. But just a special shout out to my favorite person in the whole wide world, Valerie. Okay? Because she came over quite a few times. Love Valerie. Yeah. My favorite person in the whole wide world.
Yeah. And I just want to throw out another quick caveat. There's a few people that came up and said, like, oh, hey, like, hi, this is me, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd be like, hey, you want to take a photo? I'd be like, you're cool with that? We're always cool. And also, we're always approachable. There's some people that will message, I know, after they see this video, being like, I was there, but I was too nervous to come say hi, whatever.
Don't be scared.
Please, don't be scared.
Don't
bite. Come say hi. We'd love to meet you.
Yes.
So don't hesitate at those conventions to come up. Normally, if we're super busy, we'll just be like, hey, like, just give me a second, and I'll be right over. So don't ever hesitate to stop and say hello. And I did have someone that made me some bracelets. So I got a Baja, which is technically for Jeff, but I've claimed it. A Swifty Gamer and a Final Girl, which I love, and I've been wearing every single day. So if you're the person that gave that to me, thank you to you. We also did have a few people give us some gifts that they brought with them. So I have your business card, Joe, I believe was your name. Joe and his friend, I assume, friend or business partner, whomever, has a bow tie business, and they had a booth at Gen Con, and how cute is this? So they gave me this one, and they gave Paula a different one. And then Ice Cream V made me this. Look at this. It's like a dice tray.
And it says GenCon 2024. And you do this.
That's a very travel friendly.
I know, right? I used it to carry my bow tie in. Wait, did I do it wrong?
You definitely did. I was like, that doesn't work.
It must go.
Yes.
Anyways, the point is, thank you. It's
They're gonna
very
be like,
cool.
You idiot.
I don't know.
We had one chance.
I don't know what I'm doing. So we had that, and I just wanted to shout out to one of our best friends in the whole wide world, Doolin, who made us this very adorable Foster the Meeple, and it's made out of a bunch of our favorite games.
Here's what I'm going to say. Head over to Table Knots channel. Doolin, we keep telling Doolin that he needs to, like, do these.
How cool is it?
So it's all, what Doolin does, his process is he takes components and stuff from old games and creates these mosaics out of those pieces. And it's really, really, really cool. And I think he should be doing more of them. So please go over to their channel and beg and plead for him to do more of them.
Yes, I can see Overboss and Sven and Sheepy Time. That, I think, is Castle Party. That's from Freelancers. So there's just a bunch of games that he knew that we love, and I just think it's just very sweet, and I love that.
I also just want to quick shout out some of the people we got to spend some more intimate time with, even though we were completely swamped and didn't get to spend as much time with people that we wanted to. But we did get to go to dinner with David Thompson and Liz
Davidson.
And then the Osprey team as well, which was phenomenal.
Shout out to them.
So thank you for having us. We got to hang out with the Table Knots crew. We got to hang out with Nick and Mike. We got to hang out with Ilya and Tyler and did our traditional 2 a.m. McDonald's
run.
And
this time our orders were right.
Nope, Tyler's wasn't.
Oh, sorry, Tyler. Mine was right.
So every time one of our orders gets screwed up.
That's true.
Who else did we see?
We hung out with Monique and Naveen.
Yes, and Jenna.
Jenna from the Board Game Garden. We got to hang out with Sam from Lord of the Board. A bunch.
I was not going to mention him, but...
Why?
Because we're fighting.
Oh, they're always fighting. Classic.
He's at D23 right now.
Okay, we're fighting. I want to be there. We also got to have a breakfast with some of our Discord friends. So shout out to Sarah, Ben, and Antonio. We got to have a nice breakfast with them on the last day of the con, which was awesome. There's a breakfast place there that I guess everybody just goes to, and it's like pretty much right next to the convention center.
It was really good too, except the waiter was very
he wasn't having us.
Eager for us to leave.
Yeah, I was like, I'm eating my
He would come by every 2 minutes being like, you good? You good? You good? You good? You good?
Like, I'm freaking fine.
Can I clean that for you? And we're like...
Just great.
Chill. And it wasn't even that busy at that point to be justifying that, but anyway.
Anyways, we got Shake Shack, if you were wondering. I ate a bunch of Panera. It was great. It was good times, and I'm sure we hung out with more people that we are just... It was just a blur that we're forgetting. But if we spent time with you or we chatted with you, we loved it.
Yep.
Right? So we wanted to do our haul. We definitely did not get as much this year as we did last year. We didn't spend a lot of time really shopping or wandering the halls. We were trying to just hang out with friends as much as we could. We didn't do media meetings, which is something that we would typically do at a convention. We didn't do media events. All we wanted to do is spend time with our friends.
Any media-ish events we did were very off-the-cuff, last-minute things. Like, for example, I was able to quickly... we both were able to independently meet with Andrew at Chip Theory.
Oh, yeah.
But it was very ad hoc. Like, are you free right now? Yes. Okay, I am too. Let's chat for 10 minutes.
Yeah. GenCon for content creators, I think, is too overwhelming, and it's just stress. Because there's like 20 events every night. It's like, instead of going to any of them, we went to none of them.
Yeah, I think we're kind
we
of
just couldn't do it.
Yeah, and we're kind of the opinion at this point, too, like, we like to play games with our community and our friends, so when we have time outside of the con, that's what we're trying to do. So, and that usually conflicts with a lot of the media events and stuff, so we kind of have to pick and choose what we want to do, and, sometimes we lean towards the community piece of it.
And shout out to Kane, because we got to spend lots of time playing games with Kane.
Yes,
Klanko.
Kane Klanko, who has Pandemic Rapid Response,
Flip Ships, which we love, and his newest game, Nanotuck. and that is with Cosmos.
Which we haven't played yet, but it looks really cool.
So good. And
he's got many more board games that are phenomenal.
Yeah. He's awesome. We love Kane. All right, let's get into some games. Most of these I think we paid for, but we will let you know the ones that were gifted. Actually, I don't know. It's probably a split 50-50.
Yeah, we're very much supporters of buying games, as you all probably know at this point.
We love buying board games.
In some instances, we probably likely could have gotten these copies for review, but we choose to support
when we can.
Publishers when we can. Yeah, we think that is important.
Yes. So, speaking of that, I'm going to start grabbing. We'll let you know anything that we did get gifted to us. But the first thing I wanted to show is this Sushi Go 10th Anniversary Edition. And you're probably thinking, don't you already own Sushi Go? We do. We own Sushi Go Party. But this one is different. Kind of. It has a squishy strawberry pudding, which I'm convinced smells like strawberry, and everybody else told me it doesn't.
She was getting everyone to smell it. It does not smell like
and it just has like gold foil on the on the cards. It has some wasabi cubes and some different components. And they only made 1,000 copies.
Yeah, what number did you get?
I don't know.
10,000.
Oh, they've only made 10,000 copies of these. Still cool.
I was like, you're number 6,000. So
I'm number 6,000 of 1,000. 6,171. And Phil Walker Harding was there, but I didn't get to meet him, which sucks.
Signed.
It's signed. It's not signed, but it's like burned. Burned in. Anyways, I am very happy to have this.
Lots of people were interested in that. You were carrying it around.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like a bento box. Ugh. Isn't that pretty? I can't smell.
It smells like rubber toy.
Anyways, that's everything that comes in it. I was very, very happy to get it because this is just a classic game. So that's the first thing, and I did buy that myself.
All right, next up we have from Cosmos, The Gang.
The Gang.
Very shiny cover. So, interesting story about this one. We did purchase this one ourselves. Actually, our friends Ben and Sarah bought it for us, but we owe them money.
Yeah. Now I'm going to owe them for 2 games, so they just bought me another game.
Yeah. So anyway, we did purchase this one indirectly. I didn't know anything about this game going into GenCon. And then every GenCon, there's kind of 2 things that happen. There's a bunch of games up front that people are aware of that they want to go get. And then there's always a couple games that no one knew about, and then everyone's talking about at GenCon. And this was one of the ones from this year.
Yeah.
The Gang is the crew, but good. I'm not going to throw any more shade at the crew. We have already done that. But The Gang is a cooperative poker-style crew-like game where ultimately you are trying to get your poker hands in order from strongest to weakest and that sort of thing. Yeah. I'm not going to go in a deep dive, but it was super popular at the convention. We've played it a few times now. Jamie, not a huge fan.
I don't know
but
how to play
Jamie's
poker.
doesn't know poker hands super well.
It's the same reason I'm not good at the crew.
I loved it, but I'm also biased to poker-themed stuff, so keep that in mind. But yeah, very, very excited to play more crew. Don't quote me on that. That is not what I'm more excited to play. More excited to play more of The Gang.
The Gang, indeed. Next up, of course, I had to get the new Oink game, so I got this on the first morning that I was walking around. This is Moving Wild. I don't know anything about it, but there is a hippo on the front. We love Oink games.
And that one was purchased by us.
Yeah.
All right, next up is actually was a gift from a community member who knows that I love, well, I guess we love coin games.
Facts.
Not going to dox anyone in this video, but just know I appreciate you very much.
This is their name, and here's their address.
They brought me Gandhi. So Gandhi is in the coin series. I've heard many good things about this game. I've not played it, obviously. But this person had this sitting on their shelf, and it wasn't getting played, and they knew I liked the system, so they brought it to me at GenCon, and I'm very appreciative of that fact. And really excited to add this to my coin collection.
Indeed. All right. Okay, so I did chat with the Button Shy team before GenCon, Long and Jason, and they like to provide us with some review copies. As you know, we love Button Shy games, in particular me. So They were not at GenCon as Button Shy. They were just there to enjoy. But they did bring me a couple games that I didn't already have, including River Mild, Humans, The Last Lighthouse, The Last Dandelion. This one is called Picaresque. I want to say picturesque, but it's
Picaresque.
Picaresque. Yep. And the prototype. Ooh. I know it's pretty, but it's 3+.
I like that art.
Me too. And the prototype of a nice kappa, okay, which was their latest Kickstarter. So I'm very excited to play those because I didn't have any of them.
All right, next up from the op, we have Flip 7. We got a very quick rundown of this from Andrew, who is a phenomenal human being that works for the op. I can't remember one word he said about this game.
It's a party game. Party card
but
game.
It is a card party game. And I remember when he explained it, I was very excited by it. This is a promotional copy.
Yeah, there's a bigger box version.
Of this that I'm actually super excited. We love small box card games, so I'm excited.
I've heard good things about it so far. Okay, next from Bezier Games, we were gifted with 2 games, actually, and that is Rebel Princess, which was one of the games that a bunch of people were very excited about. We have not played it yet.
Didn't you play it?
No, I was going to, but then we didn't get a chance. But Max, the Table Knots crew, and Sam, they were playing this a lot, and they loved it, so they thought it was great. And then Sears Catalog, which we did play at GenCon, and we were both immediately like, we've played this game. And we're like, this is another game. This is a re-implementation of a game called Of What's Left, which was designed by Taylor from Taylor's Trick Taking, who has a YouTube channel all about trick-taking games. So this is re-themed, and it's all Bezier theme. This is a promo card as an example. Werewolf, you know how it is. So we did get a bonus
Sears
promo card.
as in like Sears.
Yes, Sears. S-E-E-R-S. And then we also got the promo for Rebel Princess, which is a mirror, and it turns you into a Rebel Princess. Now you're a Rebel Princess. But thank you to Bezier Games. We are definitely excited to try out Rebel Princess, that's for sure.
All right, next up on my side, I stopped at the Devious Weasel booth. Their games are so weird.
So
and devious. So fantastic, and normally not found around us. So I was really excited to get some of this stuff.
Watch that box.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be careful. So I got the Devious Pack and the Gluttony Pack, which are expansions for Cosmic Frog. I did also get the Find Muck. I have to be really careful here because it's broken at the bottom. Find Muck expansion for Cosmic Frog as well. And then
we're very excited because Max and Danielle are coming to visit us, and we're going to play it with them.
Yeah, I've played Cosmic Frog. Jamie has not. And then I also grabbed one of my most anticipated games, Murray the A-Hole Frog. We purchased all of these with our own Mario coins. I'm really excited to try this out. I don't really know.
It's a mean take that game.
I don't know a ton about it, but I've heard that it's pretty mean.
Max has played it. He liked it.
Good. Cool.
Okay, so the very, very first thing that I did buy at GenCon, before the show opened, I ran to this booth and I was like, do you have, and they did, Boop the Halls, and the only toy I got, it's the Boop Squishmallow. Boop.
It's cute.
Isn't it so cute? So this is obviously the Christmas edition. It's a 3D board, and they had this Squishmallow. I really wanted to get the Everdell stuffies, but they were every convention I want them, but they're so expensive. They are expensive. And I feel like this is such good. This is like a Squishmallow, and I got to add it to my toy collection.
Why don't you take the tag off?
Good idea. We don't need the tag. We're not that kind of family.
All right, next up we have another one of my most anticipated games. This one was gifted to us from Hachette, and that is Corridor Pac-Man. This is in the Gigamic line, Corridor, Quattro, etc. This is just the Pac-Man. re-theme of Corridor, and it's hitting a lot of nostalgia pieces. They had this like massive
version,
Pac-Man version, and I was like, can I take this one?
It was cool.
I unfortunately couldn't, but I'm really excited to try this. I think this would be a great one to introduce to friends that don't play board games necessarily.
Yeah, 15 minutes to play.
Yeah.
Everybody's got 15 minutes.
It's going to be a fun one, I think.
Yes. So, sticking with that theme, so Hachette got creators to fill out a form beforehand about what you might like to pick up. So another one on that list was Middle Ages. So this was gifted to us. We've been pumped about this one since we saw it previewed to us at PAX, I think. It is a re-implementation of an old game. I have heard nothing but good things. I don't know much about it, but I know that I'm excited for it, and it looks fun and beautiful.
Next up, also from Hachette, we have Chronologic. I don't know anything about this other than the theme is really, really cool.
Box is pretty.
And the box is super pretty. Deduction Logic Brain Teaser, so that's definitely going to be up Jamie's alley.
Oh, you could play it solo.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yes, Hachette gift.
And same with Loot, which I think is a tile placement game. Maybe area control. Don't know. Looked cute.
Does.
So we did request. And then last but not least, certainly not least from Hachette, we got Nekojima, which we have talked about numerous times. We show this to everyone, every opportunity that we get.
Matt's going to love that
Matt
game.
is going to love this game. This game is a dexterity game that is amazing. We love it. There is a new expansion or version coming out soon that I am very excited for.
Great
but it's just, it's cats on wires.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all it is, and it's a great time, and I freaking love it.
Next up on my side is probably my most anticipated going into GenCon. I was planning on purchasing this.
We were about to give them our
money. I was
money.
at the booth to buy it, and Clay came up, and we know Clay, and Clay was like, I'll just gift it to you to do content on. So thank you to Clay for this. It is Pagan, Fate of Roanoke. I've already talked about this, so I'm not going to get into it. If you want to go check out their most anticipated, we chat about the games a little bit more thoroughly. But very, very excited. I also got the wooden...
we got the wooden tokens.
We
did not get the play mat.
Yeah, I kind of regret...
I think they were sold out.
Oh, that might explain
I think they were sold out when we went to go get them.
So we'll probably get the playmat at some point, because I do enjoy playmats for games such as this. Will 100% be up on the channel at some point. I'm really excited to play it.
Witches versus
the artwork, we're talking to Nikki and Donald from Plaid Hat, and Donald had mentioned this reminded him of Darkest Dungeon art, and that's exactly what it reminded me of. I was trying to put my finger on it, and Donald, thank you.
Thank you, Donald. Okay, I purchased one of my most anticipated games was Midsummer Night's Fair from Game Right. This is like a lightweight, adorable game. Do you want to know what my complaint is, though? Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't use stickers if you're not going to use high-quality stickers. It's just, I've ripped the box immediately. The only company that I have found that has good stickers is Ravensburger.
Yes.
So... everybody should reach out to Ravensburger and figure out what they
Normally,
did. Now this box is ruined.
I mean, ultimately, we're not ones to be super particular about,
but I don't want it to be shredded.
Yeah, especially like a new game, right? But we're not normally ones to care about that. But yeah, the sticker thing just seems like a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
You know. All right, next up, I'll do some Osprey stuff. I lied about. Actually, you know what? Pagan and this one are probably my 1A, 1B.
1A and 1B.
So the first one was purchased by me, and that is Undaunted 2200 Callisto.
It's Undaunted. And we love Undaunted.
I'm so excited for this. And I'm so excited for the Osprey team because I think there's a lot of people at GenCon that I talked about this game with. They've always wanted to try the Undaunted system, but aren't into the war theme. And I think this game's going to blow up on them.
Totally.
I think it's going to absolutely take off.
It's heavy.
It is heavy.
And we love Undaunted.
Yes. Also from Osprey, another one I purchased. We have War Story Occupied France. I am incredibly excited about this as well. Both of these obviously from David Thompson. This is David Thompson and Dave Neal. The other one is Dave Thompson and Trevor Benjamin, who do all of the Undaunted series. I am here to state that I don't know if there's a game David can design that I won't like.
No.
He does a lot of my favorite games. I also didn't know he did War Chest.
I didn't know that.
So I didn't know until he commented and was like, "Oh, I'm so glad you like War Chest." And then I looked and I'm like, "Oh, of course it's you."
Of course.
Caveat: David is a friend, so keep that in mind.
But we loved his games before.
I loved his games before I met him, and it was kind of a starstruck moment when I did meet him. But David is a wonderful human with wonderful games. All right, last up from Osprey. This one was gifted to us for content, and that is General Orders World War II, which is another David and Trevor game. So
imagine that.
Probably gonna love it.
And this one's 2-player only, and it's a nice small box.
Yes. Anytime war-ish games come in small box, I very much appreciate it, because one thing collectively I think that David's trying to do that we agree with is making war games more accessible. And I think this is the step in the right direction to achieving that. So I'm really excited to get this up on the channel and show everyone it.
We could literally now have a whole Osprey day.
We could, yeah.
Okay.
I love their stuff.
Same. Okay, I went to the Cephalofair. Everyone makes fun of me. I say Cephalofair, and they're like, hee, idiot. Anyways, we got Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs, which is a tiny Gloomhaven, and it's solo only. And this was gifted, so shout out to Monique, who gifted this to me from Cephalofair.
Just say Cephalofair.
Cephalofair. That's what I want to do. Anyways, I am obviously interested because it is solo and it is a small box and it is freaking cute. And it only takes approximately 20 minutes to play.
Speaking of Cephalofair.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you, in a work meeting today, I said glout instead of gloat. And now I'm realizing I think I say glout. Yeah, I know, it's weird.
Jeff says some words
very strange. I know I do.
Like instead of genuine, he says genuine.
I don't anymore. I've caught myself enough times. But there's just words I'll just say, and I say them wrong. Yeah, like, there's no intention behind it.
Says them wrong. Crazy.
And anyway, I blame my rural New Brunswick farm upbringing.
Me too.
All right, next up from 25th Century, we purchased all of these from 25th Century. The first up was one on our most anticipated list, and that is Circus Flocati. We have played the original version of Circus Flocati. This box actually probably got the most damage in transport. It's got a pretty decent crease there, but again, it is what it is. Circus Flocati is a really, really fun set collection card game that we fell in love with our playing it with Mike and our friend Charlie at GenCon. Was Nick there? Sorry, Nick.
You forgot
cut all that out. No, cut it. He would actually be offended, so don't. We got to play this with our friends Charlie, Mike, and Nick at BGGCon Spring, and really excited to own our own copy now.
From 25th Century, we also got Vampire Queen, which we were able to play, and we played this with a big group. It plays from 3 to 12. It's a card shedding game that has an interesting mechanic of like a vampire hunter that gets passed around. I actually really enjoyed it. It's really simple, and you could play with a bunch of people. So
yeah, I think it's a really good great game to bring out with groups that you're just like, what do we play with this many people?
Hundo. I also got Sausage Sizzle because how could I not?
Yep.
Ian O'Toole art and a game about sausages and animals from Australia. Love it. Haven't played it yet. And then Penguin Party, of course, because it's penguins. And they're having a party.
There.
And this is a re-implementation also, and as well as Circus Flocati. Is that all I got from 25th Century?
Yep.
Interesting. I thought I got more. But anyways, that's what we got.
All right, last up on my... Oh, nope. No, it's not. 2 left on my side. This one is Comic Hunters. This was gifted to us from Spin Master Games.
Yep.
Thank you to them. This is the, I guess, first North American release of this game that was only kind of available in South America, I think, for the longest time. And it's like this pseudo-Marvel...
It is Marvel.
I know, but like, wasn't it like originally like kind of like an offshoot?
I don't know.
Anyway, I don't know much about the history of this game, but it is a re-implementation of a game that was hard to find in North America.
Yeah.
And one game that so many people lined up for, and it's available at Barnes & Noble.
You could have just bought it at Barnes & Noble.
So, again, they might have had a promo. I'm not entirely sure, but lots of people were lining up for this bad boy.
That's true. From Keymaster Games, they very kindly gifted us with Parks Roll and Hike, which I'm so excited about, as well as Harvest, which was one of our most anticipated games.
I'm so excited to play that.
I do wish...
Look at that stupid frog.
I know. He's so cute.
Wind in the Willow theme. Like, not theme. Wind in the Willow vibes it gives me.
Yeah. I do wish that I had gone to the booth the first day and I would have paid for the deluxe edition and the play mat.
Yeah.
By the time I got there, they didn't have any more deluxe editions. But that's fine because this edition is also beautiful. Mm-hmm. So I am hoping to do a solo mode video on this on BGG, so stay tuned for that. But I'm very excited to play it. I have heard very good things. Our friends Ben and Sarah played it and they really enjoyed it.
Yep. Do you want to do your two and then I'll...
Sure.
That's going to take... It might take both of us to lift it.
A Discord member gift us with Shakespeare Joey, right? This was one of my Grail games from forever ago, and so they knew that, and they gifted it to me, and I'm very excited. The only thing, now I need to find the backstage expansion, because apparently it makes the game even better.
Good luck.
And then the last one on my side, I believe, is actually called Floresta. And this was gifted to me from Arcane Wonders after GenCon, but in what I consider my extended GenCon, because I stayed, like I said, for work. And I ran into Bree from Arcane Wonders, and she was like, did we give this to you? And I said, no. And she was like, well, I'm giving it to you now. And I said, cool. So this is the new game from Arcane Wonders, and it looks super cool. I think it's about fighting forest fires. Yeah, battling destructive wildfires.
All right, last up, and the most heavy. This game is not only one of my most anticipated of Gen Con, even though it wasn't really available to be purchased there. It's one of my most just anticipated games, maybe ever. And that is... Dang. I gotta actually stand up to get this because I can't lift it.
Weighing in at 23 pounds.
We have...
Good Lord. Elder
Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. I need to be careful because this thing's going to pop open. I also have the Valenwood expansion. We will be doing a bunch of content on this in Q4 of this year. Mm-hmm. I can't show you anything. I can't say much of anything other than the fact that we have it, and there will be content coming up on the channel. And it weighs a metric ton. 23
pounds. I had to get another suitcase just to put this in.
Literally.
And it did get smushed.
I don't know. I think it weighs more than 23 pounds.
You knocked your microphone off there, Jeff.
I think it weighs more than 23 pounds.
Andrew said 23 pounds. And then I had to get another suitcase. And that's the only thing that fit in a carry-on suitcase. It was wild.
I had to carry it from Gen Con back to our hotel.
I had to come help.
And Jamie had to was supposed to meet me halfway. She met me literally 10 feet from the front door. You know that's true.
Yeah, but I was on my way, and you texted me, like, can you come? I offered, do you want me to come? And
hey, I'm not, yes. No, I was just making a statement that you were 10 feet from the door, which is factually true.
No, I was a little bit further.
Okay.
20 feet.
Got it. Anywho,
23 feet.
Really excited to show folks this one. We need to establish what the content is going to be, but there will be plenty of Elder Scrolls content coming up on our channel, so look out for that stuff.
Look out for that. Anyways, that was our Gen Con haul, our Gen Con experience. We always have a lot of people asking us, should we go to Gen Con? And honestly, we can't answer that for you. Just know that it's freaking overwhelming, and if it were my personal choice, it probably wouldn't be the first convention that I would go to because it's so overwhelming.
No, there's a lot of people that I spoke to that I was like, oh, this is your first Gen Con? They're like, this is our first con. And I'm like, holy.
I would probably start with PAX Unplugged, personally.
Yeah, I mean, we're biased because that's one we started with. But I do think PAX is a good size. It gives you a little bit of both. Yeah. Gen Con, you're jumping into the fire.
Facts. Anyways, that was Gen Con. That was the haul. The next convention we are possibly trying to go to is going to be BGG Spring.
Fall.
Fall? That's right. The seasons have changed. In fact, it will be BGG Fall.
Jamie keeps
I keep teetering because it's so close to PAX Unplugged, but we are like 98% for sure going to go.
We just need to book the flight.
We just need to book the flight. And then we are going to PAX Unplugged, of course, where we will be having a Discord meetup. If you're not already in the Discord, join the Discord. You can get all the information in there. It's going to be bumping.
And usually the community, like our community, if people are going, they're really good to navigate things together and say, hey, there's a bunch of us here. So like if you're feeling like alone or like lost, you're nervous about to go to your first con and you're not in the Discord, or you are and you're not vocal in the Discord, which is totally fine, just know there's a very supportive group of people that go to PAX U, that have been multiple times and are more than happy to help navigate that with you and for you and help you alleviate some of the stress that is going to a convention.
Yes, indeed. That is everything that we have for you today. Now, if you're interested in buying board games like any of the many we mentioned today, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that is...
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
Yes, it is. Just a reminder, we have a Kickstarter coming up. The page is going to be up live to follow very soon. We will make that official announcement probably in our Saturday video. So just stay tuned for that.
Yep.
If you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days. What's a positive thing you said?
I'm home. The point is, we're back from GenCon. I'm very warm. It is what it is. There's a fly on the camera. That's also is what it is. You can see more of this side of the table than this side. And guess
Jamie's
what?
Been
It is what it is.
for many days.
Whinging. I'm so hot.